This whole hardening of the heart is another segue into reprobate, because it's when you lose the ability to discern right from wrong spiritually, right? And when you get to that level of hardness of heart, you've clearly forgotten what you've been forgiven of and the mercy and the grace that the Lord has extended towards you. See, to be beyond compassion means that you can't see beyond the person's fault to see that there's something greater going on in there. See, there's a sense in which where we should be able to find some compassion on a human level if we have the Spirit of God in us, even if we're the victims of the individual that's done whatever it is that they've done.
Can you have a hardened heart towards a person? Is it just only towards the Lord, or can you have a hardened heart towards a person? No. And then the question about the forgiveness is, the hardened heart, is that unforgiveness, or is there a difference between hardened heart and unforgiveness?
So the hardened heart is beyond forgiveness. The hardened heart is on the other side of forgiveness. So let me explain it this way. You harden your heart to forgiveness. The Spirit of God is compelling you to forgive. The Word of God is compelling you to forgive. If you was here on Sunday, your pastor is compelling you to forgive. Now, when you say, I don't care about none of that, I ain't forgiving that individual, that's hardness of heart. When you don't forgive, you run the risk of having a hardened heart. Remember, I told you forgiveness is not for the other person. The forgiveness is for you. The forgiveness insulates and protects you from having a hardened heart. I forgive people so that I don't get a hardened heart. And I'm intentional about praying for them. I let my feelings and my emotions catch up with my actions. I do it as a choice. I don't necessarily feel it. My emotions may still be hurt, but I'm going to pray for you to protect myself from having a hardened heart, because God, I don't want to have a hardened heart towards anybody. So although I'm mad, although I'm feeling this kind of way, although I'm hurt, although I'm this, guess what you are? Do me bad enough and you're going to be at the top of my prayer list. I promise you that. So what it does is it protects you and keeps your heart tender. Vengeance belongs to you, God. Keeps your heart tender. Remember, I told you on Sunday, forgiveness is one thing. Reconciliation is another thing. Restoration of trust is another thing. Forgiving you is an act of my will, and I can do that apart from how I feel, because I realize that that's what God commands me to do. Now, let's say the person that I forgive burned me, and now the person who burned me saying, hey, can I hold on to another $1,000? You forgiven, but you're going to be forgiven and broke, because I'm not giving you another $1,000. Do you follow what I'm saying? Because now we're dealing with trust now. We're not dealing with forgiveness no more. We're dealing with trust. Now, I never got killed fooling with you the last time. You talking about, can we hang out? No, you can hurt me and I forgive you and let it go. But I don't forget what the hurt feel like. So when you want to come in proximity to perhaps do that again, I'm guarded.
And that's not unforgiveness?
That's wisdom.
That's wisdom. Okay.
That's wisdom. Now you done knock me upside the head, knock me up the refrigerator. You ain't finna just cuss me out and just act a complete total fool. And then that, because you violated something. Now I forgive you. I let you off the hook as it relates to the penalty and wanting revenge. I don't want revenge. And I love you with the love of God. I don't want revenge, but I may not want to deal with you. Because you still may be immature, you still may be volatile, you still may be devilish. Just because I forgive you don't mean you're saved now. You still may be evil. And if you're hungry, I'll give you something to eat. And if you're thirsty, I'll give you some water. I'll tend to your basic need. But fellowship. See, because here's the deal. I may forgive you, but you may have not repented. I'm commanded to love everybody. But people who I fellowship with is my choice. I choose my friends. And the Bible tells me to vet them and choose them wisely, because bad company corrupts good manners. Now, the last time I fooled with you, I got into some foolishness fooling with you. So I forgive you for what you got me into, but I'm not fooling with you no more, because you're still doing the same thing. Fooling with you, I went to jail. Riding with you. No, I don't want to ride this time. I'll walk. Give me the last time I got in the car with you, I went to jail. You act like you don't know who the weed belongs to. All I'm doing is getting a ride. Police said, well, I'm going to take both of y'all to jail if somebody don't tell me who weed this is. And you sitting over there quiet. I'm looking at you like, well, you know it ain't my weed. You can't give me a ride across the street.